Kaushika was a renowned scholar and a sage. His ambition for higher knowledge and his desire to attain more powers goaded him to leave the house much against the will of his old parents. He left his old parents and went to a forest, did more tapas, and attained supernatural powers. One day he sat under a tree reciting the Vedas. A crane defiled his head with his droppings. Kaushika got very angry and stared ferociously at the crane. The crane was scorched and turned into ashes. Kaushika was very much amazed since he could now physically witness his prowess. On the next day, he went to the nearby village for bhiksha, that's alms. He stood at the entrance of a house calling for alms. The lady of the house asked Kaushika to wait for a few minutes and went inside the house to fetch alms. By the time her husband returned home, he was very hungry and quite tired. She served food to her husband and then came out to give alms to Kaushika. Kaushika, burning with anger, said, "Lady, you have made me wait for such a long time. This indifference is not fair." She said, "Be not angry with me, O sage. I kept you waiting only because I was dutifully serving my husband. I am no crane to be killed by a violent thought and race." The sage was taken back. He wondered how the women knew of the crane incident. She continued, "O great one, you do not know the secret of duty, and you are also not aware that anger is the greatest enemy that dwells in man. Forgive the delay in attending to you. Go to Mithila and learn the secret of good life from Dharmavyada living in that city." Kaushika said, "O great lady, your advice is a boon for me. I am a happy man now." Kaushika took leave from the lady and proceeded towards Mithila, where Dharmavyada was residing. Kaushika reached the Mithila kingdom and looked for Dharmavyada's residence, which he thought would be some lonely hermitage far from the noise and bustle of common life. Kaushika was inquiring about the whereabouts of Dharmavyada. People led him to a place where the animal meat was being sold. There in a corner, he found Dharmavyada selling the animal meat. On seeing Kaushika, he came to greet him. "I am happy that you have come here on being sent by the lady. Please tell me, how can I help you?" he said. Kaushika was again surprised. He asked Dharmavyada, "It appears that you are a learned man. Is it good on your part to indulge in this meat business?" To which Dharmavyada replied, "O sage, this has been the business done from time immemorial by my forefathers. I do not kill any animals. I do business but what is being killed by others. I do not even consume the meat. I speak the truth always and do serve to my parents with respect and devotion." Kaushika was surprised by the words of Dharmavyada. He continued, "O sage, you left your house by neglecting and insulting your parents. Your parents have become old and they are now blind. The penance that you are doing is useless if you forget your basic duty of taking care of your parents in their old age." Kaushika now saw truth in what Dharmavyada said. He realized his mistake. He now repented for his act of ingratitude towards his parents. He then bowed to Dharmavyada and said, Sir, my arrogance evaporated today. I have abandoned my aged parents and caused them grief. My eyes are open now. I now realize that my duty is to serve my parents. I shall join them and make them happy. I will try to cultivate the virtues you told me about. Thereafter, the sage Kaushika spent his days in the service of his parents and in teaching others the knowledge he had mastered. Subscribe to the channel.